Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about Slack, just enough to get you up and running, feeling good, able to do your job, look like a star, and I'm sure you'll pick up and get better at Slack as time goes by. Not here to make you an expert, just good enough that you can get by. All right, we're gonna start off by sharing my screen here, and this is what Slack looks like. So you have actually a search bar up top that you can go through and search direct messages. There's all kinds of different capabilities in there. And Slack actually stands for a searchable log of all conversation and knowledge. And so that's really what Slack is designed for, what makes it special. The reason developers and everyone like it so much is because it's designed for the idea of pulling information quickly. It has a lot of good search capabilities. But let's talk about what you need today. Okay, so what's important is to understand the concept of channels. Think of these as different boards where people would post and communicate. So in this example, we have areas like the general channel, okay? This is, and you can see up top here, the company-wide announcements and workbook matters area. So this is gonna be important stuff. It's probably not gonna be that casual, where you can actually see in contrast, random is non-work banter and cooler conversation. It's probably gonna be a bit more fun, okay? Other things you actually can see here in these messages is things like this. If you click on that person and that number, it'll tell you first off how many people are in this channel, and then it'll also show you everyone who is a member. And so you can direct message them and things through that. And gets you a better feel for maybe what you're working with in that situation. So with these different channels, we can say things like, hi, I am new to Slack. Definitely don't do this in real life. People be like, oh, cool. I don't know why you'd say that. But now you can react, you can do different things. And this is how you would post some sort of comment or thing in the general channel, some sort of announcement or mass communication that you're trying to make. And so people would then react to it. You can do all kinds of things. People say, hey, that's hilarious. I love what you're saying. We'll say what you said is interesting. People will do all kinds of things. And they can also go and comment and say, oh my God, me too. Generally, people aren't going to be commenting only to themselves or having a conversation, but the concept remains that you're able to comment here and have conversations along the way and say, hey, that is great. And people will communicate this way. It's great to have random conversations here, but also in the more general serious area, which is company-wide announcements, have people communicate appropriately. Other thing is maybe you have a company-wide conversation or meeting every week. And so this is where people would post that essential information. Maybe it has a Zoom link every single time. And we'd say, here is the Zoom link. Not that I'm going to actually have one right now. And what we probably want to do is actually pin this to the channel. And so we would actually go over to actions, do that one more time, and we would have hit pin. And when we did that, we now actually have this pin right there. We can click on it and it shows all the pinned items. So when you're new to Slack, you want to hop on and go, oh, what are the pinned items here? What do people consider important? It's probably a good question to ask. And as I continue to comment, you'll see that that's still highlighted kind of a light yellowish orange, and it will remain pinned throughout time until someone says, this is no longer important, let's unpin that. And it'll even give you a warning and say, we want this pinned. Okay, so that's a quick overview of how the different channels work. But let's hop over to direct messages. So right now there are only two people in my company, myself and Bob Bobertson. And so I would actually direct message Bob. A lot of the time we have more than two people in our company, we need to search for them. So you would just type in Bob, hit that message, go, and it would go over to an area where we could direct message them. We'd say, hey Bob, how you been? Start that conversation. Bob will communicate back with you. All of that important back and forth. Another nice functionality, granted there's only one of us right now, it's just me and Bob, but if there was someone else, you could also then go and reach out to them as well. And so that's how you direct message people. Again, hit that plus sign, type different people's names in. It's a great way to reach out to different individuals. Okay, so to recap here, we've gone over where the search bar is. Can learn more about it some other time, sort of thing. Definitely find a different video. I'm sure there's better stuff out there. You've got your channels, you've got your direct messages, We want a nice little fun little capability here. If you do /Giphy, you might have to install this later, or it might already be on there. You say woohoo, something like that. It will actually give you a capability to pick a message that relates to the GIF. And you will then go and send that message. And so the people will now know, woohoo, you're on board with whatever is coming, which is great. Finally, you want to create a Slack profile. And the way you go and do this is you actually will go up here to this area, view profile, and you have your information. You hit edit profile, and you actually can edit your display name. So it has your full name, and you can edit your display name, which for me, I go by Harry, so it's better. What do? I typed in awesome YouTube videos, and then I can upload an image. So I'm going to pick my picture right here. Takes a minute. Nice zoom up of this pretty face, and it will save. You'll have that image. For Slack, a lot of the time, the culture I've seen is people really like to have pictures so that they know who you are and who they're communicating with. Makes things a lot easier. You can put in your time zone, all those different things. You save those changes, and now you have a profile. Last but not least, I want to show you how to get this to some degree on your cell phone. When you install Slack on your cell phone and you try to hook it up to your channel, it's going to actually ask for your Slack workspace information, and it'll say workspace information.slack.com right over here in the left corner or the left middle. So my example is just walkthrough/brief.slack.com because that's what this is. It's just a quick walkthrough. I made this up. But I would be able to connect this to my phone by filling this out, then my name and my email address and password and things like that. And that's how you connect it to Slack. And that's how you can have, in the end, you'll have multiple different channels up here. If you're anything like me, I have probably 6 channels of different work things I need to be a part of. So just to recap here, we went through how to direct message, work with channels. We also went through how to create a personal profile and also how to view your workspace information. So it's 4 things that are key and should be good enough for you to get up and running and working with Slack, feeling like a superstar on your first day. Thank you.